Hello, and welcome to episode 8 of Bed Talks with Denise Barreto. So, let me just say, it's been 8 days since my last bed talk, and there have been so many topics and things that I have wanted to talk to you about. But you know what? Couldn't do it. You want to know why I couldn't do it? This is not a repeat. So bed talk number one was it's okay to not be okay. This is a bed talk that's talking head on for why we're not okay. We're all grieving. And I think the problem with the word grief is people only associate grief with big things in life, right? People grieve their divorces, people grieve deaths, people grieve breakups, people grieve job loss. And while a lot of that is happening right now, right? A lot of that is happening. We also grieve little things. And I think being in quarantine and being in isolation like we are right now helps us even see that and grieve things that we don't normally grieve, right? So let me give you an example. Plans. Now, I'm a type A, Scorpio, Enneagram 8. Everything about the way I'm wired means if I made a plan, I am definitely going to grieve it because that plan was really awesome and it had all the details figured out. And so, unlike most people, when I make a plan, if the plan doesn't happen, that bothers me a lot. But here's the thing, in other times, I have so many other things going on. Yeah, I may grieve those plans, but not like I'm grieving them now. So let me give you an example. I had 2 or 3 conferences I was supposed to speak at this spring. That's it, 2 or 3. But for my size of business, 2 or 3 conferences, that can end up being 5 to 8 times my investment that I spent going to the conference in business. And so I find myself right now grieving conferences because oh my gosh, that those were my indicators of what my income was going to be. Let me tell you something else I grieved. I grieve my spring break. Yes, you saw because I did a bed talk from Utah, but that wasn't exactly the spring break I had planned. I had planned a spring break in San Diego and in Southern California, chilling by the beach, by the pool, not necessarily driving a packed car with kids and reptiles back to Chicago from California. I don't even like being in the car more than 5 hours. So, yes, I got a break, but it wasn't a spring break. And I realized in this past week, since we've been back almost, because it'll be a week tomorrow, we're back, that I'm grieving that. I'm grieving that I had to even move my daughter back. We did some elaborate plans to get her to fashion school. We don't have any money, and everything was stuck together with bubble gum, hope, and shoestrings, and all of that broke with this pandemic. So I just want to give you these 3 tips. Number one, understand that grief demands to be felt. You can act like you don't have it, you can pretend it's not there, but grief, it embodies us when we're grieving, whether we acknowledge it or not. So that's first. Second of all, find some people that you trust and love that you can grieve with. Now, be wise at that, right? Don't grieve with somebody who just lost somebody to coronavirus. Don't grieve with somebody who has lost all their income and can't manage right now. Grieve with someone who has similar loss to you, or grieve with someone you have really deep relationship with. And finally, it's okay to publicly grieve. I think part of our problem in this country, and it is this country, United States, we don't share when we're down. Let me tell you something. Anybody that's known me the last few years, you have gone through it with me because I did not go through the grief of losing my marriage alone. I was very much grieving publicly. And what I found when I grieved publicly, I gave other people permission to grieve as well. And so today I am saying to you, go ahead and feel that grief because we're all grieving together.